Hello everybody, this is your host Drew Bell here, and welcome back to another episode of Cognition. So in the last episode we got to the tomb, and you guys haven't given me any questions yet. First thing I want to do before I continue this is that, like I said, I expect that most people will watch the first parts and not the later parts, so I'm going to do you all a favor and use the eye on Scott for a minute and pay attention to what he's wearing.
What has he done to you?
So it looks like he's wearing a brown jacket and a green stripe. So,
oh, Scott.
That could be important. Maybe. It might not be important. It is important though. So, now that that's been said and done, let's continue and let's do something about these wires. Because this looks interesting. And probably important. Oh, I'm gonna warp there, aren't I? That's not good. Well, featuring bugs on screen is not good. Alright.
I'm not trained for disabling these. Maybe I can call Terrence. He's good with this stuff, and he studied Kane's previous traps.
Hello?
Terrence, what's your location in ETA?
We're en route, 15 minutes.
That's too late. I have one of his traps going off in T-10.
Is it attached to Scott? Send me a picture.
See it?
Yeah, he's used something similar before. You have to cut the wires in the reverse order from the way they were connected.
How the hell am I supposed to know how it was connected?
I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you, Erica.
Okay, just hurry. Think, Erica, think.
Erica.
I'm figuring this out. Hang in there.
I was wondering how long it would take until I'd find a bug, but that's the kind of... I've seen it before, but it just rarely happens. Well, let's not justify bugs. Let's continue. So, what's important, and this is actually a really interesting puzzle, a really good puzzle. I'm glad glad it's there. So remember what Terrence just said. The wires need to be cut from the reverse order they were connected, but there's no way of telling that.
How were these cables connected? I can't do this with my hands.
Now, we do have wire cutters, but the question is, what is the order that these wires were connected? And, by the way, we have 8 minutes. At 2 minutes and 17 seconds, we get a sequence, so we have to hurry. We actually have about 6 minutes. If you click this sphere, you'll notice that the glow is on these. And if you click this, you'll see that this green one was the first one that was attached. Now, since that was the first one to be attached, that would be the last one to be cut. So what you can do is you can use the notes section, and that would be a good use of the notes to basically, the way that I used it, the way that I did it the first time, I would click this and I would count how many of the nodes are already in. So there was one node, so I'd write, okay, orange, one node. And then I would just go down my list until I had an order, and then I would start cutting. And the actual order, the first one is actually the blue one, which you'll be able to see here. See, you'll see that the blue one was the last one to be connected, which means that it's the first one to cut. So, I mean, this is really taking advantage of Erica's unique ability of post-cognition, which I think is a really good puzzle. So basically, if you just want, like, if you haven't solved this and you just want the answer, it is blue, black, yellow, red, orange, and green. The way I remembered it was sort of like black and blue, except reverse. That's how I remember black and blue, except blue and black. Yellow and red make orange, and then the green one is the right one. Now, I told you that there's two different paths. You get a different cinematic each way. So, what I'm going to do is, even though I know the blue one is first, I'm actually going to, well, actually, I'll get a few ones correct first. So I want to cut the blue wire, which is correct. Then Arrogance is going to look at that, and it hasn't gone red yet. Let's click the black one. Now, like I said, I'm going to do everything wrong, everything mean, everything like that. So I'm going to cut the green wire, which is the wrong wire to cut, but here we go.
Scott, no! What have I done?
And yep, this is not a good sign. Now, you don't have a lot of time to react. You have 5 seconds, so... or this happens. So you gotta be quick.
I need to act faster.
So, I'm gonna retry.
I'm not trained for disabling.
Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna click through these. So actually, something about the whole thing is that if you got the puzzle wrong, it restarts you from here. But if you solved it correctly, then it starts you directly at that fight. So that's that's good, I think. Okay. So we're going to cut the wrong wire again. For some reason I like to cut the green wire first when I'm trying to fail this because it's the exact wrong wire. I don't know.
Scott, no! What have I done?
So we're going to punch him in the nuts, or kick him, I guess. Now he has our gun, so this is not good. You need to throw the drapes over him, and then the candelabra. So that was not ideal for him. He is on fire.
Scott! No, 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 no. No! No! Scott! No, 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 no.
So that begins the intro credits. If you actually save Scott, he will die either way, and I think some people have been less than happy about that, but I think of it this way. Think of it from the perspective of a narrative, you know. Which would be better for Erica, knowing that she had no control over Scott's death, or knowing that she screwed up the puzzle herself and caused Trav to trigger and kill Scott? You know, which one do you think is better for her in the narrative? So I think it's, even though Scott will die either way, I still think that the quote bad death is a lot worse. So anyway, this is 3 years later.
By the time you find him, you won't be able to do anything about it. You'll be blind from staring at that screen in the dark.
I like it this way. I can be half asleep and work at the same time.
Egg sandwich?
It's 2 in the morning.
Exactly. Time for breakfast.
Did you hear? Davies closed the Kane killer case.
I heard. And yet, here you still are at 2 a.m.
I'm just making sure everything's in order before it's sent to the archives. Why are you here?
I pick up my phone in the middle of the night. Apparently you don't.
Oh, crap. I didn't hear it ringing. Davies? I'm sure it isn't pretty.
No, it ain't. Lots of blood and guts, they say. Or maybe I dreamed it. You sure you don't want your egg sandwich?
You can have it.
Come on, Skippy. Davies will have our asses if we don't show up 10 minutes ago.
You know how I hate that name, don't you?
I do, Skippy. Man, that egg sandwich smells good. You sure?
Let's go.
You know what the really funny thing about that is? He will never call her Skippy again in this episode. He will call her Red. He will not call her Skippy again. Not in this episode. So... So, we're called to a crime scene, and we have to investigate. So, what do we have? We still have the old stuff. Pretty sure our contacts are in now. Yeah. Nothing really happens if we call any of these people, but let's...
Not right now. Later.
So this is Madison Davies, who was our boss.
I don't need to call her right now.
Samuel McAdams, if you remember the beginning of the game, John was saying, you know, Sam McAdams is not going to be happy about this.
No, thank you.
No, but he's actually transferred right now. This is the new boss, Madison Davies. So yeah. So let's look at this police officer.
I haven't seen him before. Must be new in the force. Excuse me, officer?
This is a crime scene, ma'am. I'm going to ask you to please step back unless you have official business here.
So, since we do have official business, let us continue.
Excuse me, ma'am. This is a crime scene?
Special Agent Reed, this is Special Agent McCoy, FBI. We're here on official business.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know. You can go in, sir, ma'am.
You must be new. You're far too polite.
Officer Jonathan Duffer. Yes, I just recently graduated from the academy. It's an honor to serve the city.
Ah, fresh blood. Doesn't that make you all warm and tingly inside?
No, but I'm sure this crime scene will.
You don't have to go through these, but let's do it for narrative's sake.
What exactly happened in there?
I hear they found a body hanging. Murder, apparently. I don't know much else. Like I said, I just started at the force, so they have me standing guard. You're gonna have to talk to your people inside. I don't know why the FBI was called in.
You're not the only one wondering. Thank you, officer.
Alright, so you know this episode is called The Hangman, so seeing someone hanged is something we should expect. What about the
Who
body?
found the body?
A bum found the body, but he didn't see anything.
Who interrogated him?
I heard it was Director Davies herself. You work for her, don't you? Must be quite an honor.
She's something, all right.
Alright.
Any other witnesses?
Nobody heard or saw anything from what I've heard.
Ain't this our lucky day?
So,
Thank you, officer.
No problem, Agent, and I'm sorry again.
Never apologize for doing your job, kiddo.
Yes, sir.
now I've always liked that line. Never apologize for doing your job.